Hey Mohammed, in this video, I want us to really talk about meal prepping and meal planning. We not only have to feed ourselves, but we have to feed our family. We have to have meals on the go. We have to have quick meals. We have to have family dinners where not just our immediate family is there, but other family members or friends are over. And usually we are the leader of that, and it can get really overwhelming. One thing to go into it though, to really start your week off strong, is take an audit. How many meals do you need that are quick and easy? How many meals can you maybe, do a roast in the dinner in the oven, or maybe you have to put it in the Instapot because you only have an hour and a half. Do you have to take some protein out the night before to let it thaw for the next day? It doesn't have to be this massive overhaul of your week if your week doesn't ask you of that, right? So, an example of this might be if you have hockey Monday, Wednesday night, but Tuesday, Thursday, Friday night you're at home, well, great. Maybe you don't need quick and easy dinners Tuesday, Thursday, Friday night. But when you're going to hockey, you do need something like a sandwich or like a crock pot that you put on in the morning, and you can have like a pulled chicken tacos or pulled chicken salad or something like that. It's more taking an audit. So your number one thing that you're going to do is take an audit of your week and be really crystal clear on where you need to prep and plan ahead of time. So that you're not, get home at 4:30 and the kids are crazy tired and hungry from school, and you got to be out the door in an hour. Like, we need to like be planning ahead a little bit. When and know what takes up the most time. So maybe that's thawing meat. That takes time. Let's plan for that. Maybe it is cutting vegetables. Let's plan for that. Let's do some pre-cut vegetables. Or do we go frozen vegetables? I'll never forget my hairstylist. I asked her, I've been with her for years, I absolutely love her. And I asked her, I said, "Oh, so like how do you feed a busy family? Like what are your go-to like dinner options?" She's like, "Well, we don't do vegetables because they take too long to cut." And I'm like, okay. Okay, true, they do take too long to cut. But that just seems like a really sore excuse for not getting all those amazing minerals and vitamins that would not only make you thrive, but your kids thrive as well. So, plan ahead, cut your vegetables, use frozen vegetables. I love frozen peas to put on like the side of dinners. They are so easy. You put them in water, put them in the microwave, super easy. Frozen broccoli does really, really well in the oven at a high temperature. You roast it. I love frozen kale or frozen spinach to add to my smoothies or my eggs in the morning. It's just, where can we again create less friction for those habits that we really want, and getting fiber and protein in our diet are habits that we really want. So how can we make that easy? And it's just a matter of looking at your week ahead. And then once you've looked at your week ahead, you kind of have an idea what kind of meals you want. The second step you're going to take is you're going to have a prep window. So I've heard from moms that they do it on a Sunday night, and that's when I like to do it. I like to clean the house Sunday. I like to make sure my fridge is nice and clean and prepped. And I take just a couple hours to maybe bake some goods. I double batch muffins or some really good hearty oatmeal cookies for my kids to take for lunch. I batch cook that in the morning on Sunday mornings, throw it in the freezer. I have it accessible all week long. Cutting veggies, prepping a salad. I love doing a big, big hearty salad that has, chickpeas, black beans, quinoa. It's a really good hearty salad. So I just prep all that beginning of the week. But really, you're going to know what your family likes and enjoys and what's going to hit your goals and how you can mesh those two together. And of course, if you have any questions at all, just like hit me on the DMs or in the community wall. I don't mind helping you troubleshoot that, especially if you're coming up to friction quite a bit with these habits. Like, you need to reach out, and we can troubleshoot that together. So take that couple hours just to prep. Maybe you make a breakfast casserole and you have that ready for the week. Then you have that ready to go. It's not like a big marathon of like a Tupperware war where we're like stacking the exact same meals all week. That is totally out the window. We don't have to eat bland chicken. We don't have to eat bland broccoli and rice. That is really just old news. Making sure you have protein snacks, right? So that would be in the grocery store. Another way that I've heard moms plan for this is their husband puts the kids, they do it on the Thursday. I don't know why, but they do it on Thursday night because there's nothing going on. Maybe weekends are with sports and other things. She'll do click and collect for pickup Friday morning. So she'll plan the meals, do the click and collect. So she's done the meals, she's done the grocery shopping, and her husband puts the kids to bed, and she just has like a little moment to herself to kind of plan what that week is going to look like, what that weekend and weekend is going to look like. And it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long, but maybe about an hour. Um, and then my third strategy, so you've audited your week, what do you really need help with? And then you actually prep for that week what you need. Now, my next one is have a weekly meal rotation. Do not continue to recreate the wheel week after week. Don't do that because it's just going to add to the decision fatigue. It's just going to add to your mental load. If you want to try recipes and you enjoy that and you have time, great. But most busy moms don't have time for that. Maybe that's a Saturday night kind of thing where you try a new recipe. I used to love half baked harvest before I had kids, and there's no way I can make all her sauces and her dips and all that. Like, I just can't do that. So I stick to a couple bloggers that I just know are quick and easy. And I make sure that if I'm trying a new recipe, I actually have the time and the mental capacity to do it. So it's usually on a Saturday or Sunday. If not, I have my weekly rotation. Those are burger bowls that I've posted on the community wall. So you have a bed of potatoes, sweet potato, white potato, doesn't matter. And then you chop up all the veggies that you would put on a burger. You make some burger sauce. Yum, you got the burger meat too. Tacos are big in our family. Tacos in a soft shell, or I do a taco salad. Those are really big. We love just good old meat, veg, and potatoes. Like, that's our go-to too, right? I got my protein covered. I got my fiber covered. I love those. I love things like curry or anything more like a soup. I love that where I could just load in a bunch of veggies and have some protein with that. Other go-tos in our house are, pizza night on Friday. Like, I order takeout every Friday. I'm tired from work. I'm tired from managing the house all week long. So I want to order pizza. But what I do is I have a slice of pizza and a big salad. So I get the volume from the salad. I get all the fiber, all the goodies that I could want from the salad. And then I finish my meal off with the pizza. Same thing if pasta is like a go-to in your house and it's just an easy dinner, right? Have a big portion of broccoli on the side or have a big portion of salad on the side. Eat that first and then go to your protein and your carbohydrates. That'll help lessen the glucose spike. And you are still eating the same meal as your family, but you're focusing more on the fiber. Um, Maybe you have a crock pot night, right? So have 3 to 4 dinners that you know are easy, that you know your family loves, that you know you can alter a little bit to hit your protein goals and your fiber goals. That is just predictable and super repeatable. So have a weekly meal rotation. And then number 4 is match the meals to your busy days. So the crock pot days should probably go on the night where you're gone all evening, right, to sports. You should probably just wake up 15 minutes early, prep the crock pot, ask your husband to prep the crock pot. Like, we do have spouses, we can ask them for help. Or maybe on a crazy day where you're just absolutely fried, you just do broccoli and pasta or your favorite veg and pasta, or a baked salad and pasta. Um, if you're home early, maybe you get to prep for something like a curry or a soup. But just don't fight your schedule. I need you to flow with it and just account for it, just plan ahead. And then number 5 is set your non-negotiables. So what are your anchors? Maybe every week you prep your protein breakfast because breakfasts are wild in your household. You do an egg casserole, you do chia seed pudding with some protein powder in it. You have your yogurt ready to go. You have a protein shake ready to go to match with something else to make that 30 grams of protein. That's like your non-negotiable. For me, I always have leftover meat from the meal before. Always, always, always. So if I'm making steak, I make sure I have extra steak. This morning, I made sure I had an extra pork chop. So now I have a half a pork chop with my eggs this morning, half a pork chop with my eggs tomorrow morning. And that's just from cooking once, right? So that's like kind of a little bonus thing. It's like if you're gonna cook to feed yourself twice, right? It just makes it a lot easier. And then another one too is maybe you have veggies prepped on Monday. So for me, I love salads. I'll have a homemade salad dressing made that isn't filled with inflammatory oils like the store-bought ones. So I make sure I make it out of olive oil and balsamic vinegar. And if you want the recipe for that, just hit me up on the community wall and I don't mind sharing it with everyone. Another one is having kind of grab and go snacks. Grab and go snacks. So I really like this edamame and almond mix that I've been eating. It's like dried edamame. I'll post a picture down below. Or I go for like turkey pepperoni sticks. Protein shakes are really good with an apple. Those are really great grab and go because then I have my protein and my fiber in one snack. And sometimes those are really needed too in that afternoon where you've eaten at noon, but by the time you continue your day, continue work, you pick the kids up, you go home, you prep dinner, you're starving by that point, and that's that primal hunger we want to get away from. We want to, like, slight hunger is okay. We're not besties with it, but we're okay with it. So you might just want to have like some snacks planned for that. So just set your negotiables, set your non-negotiables, and those are every freaking week. You do not make excuses around those. You make the time to prep those, and those are your non-negotiables. Um, my final one that I'll say is have a bit of a safety net. So I'm actually gonna give you a bonus tip on this because it's making me think of my girls. So I always have a protein bar in my car, always. Because if I'm running around in the afternoon and I am absolutely famished, that primal hunger, not our friend, I need to make sure that I not only eat that protein bar before I start prepping dinner, but I eat that protein bar because a hungry mom, a hungry Kylene, is never the type of mom that wants to show up for her kids the way that I really want to show up. I get moody, I get snappy, I'm hangry. I get that way. So I'll eat a protein bar on my way to go pick up the girls so that when I pick up the girls, they're, they're getting the mom that I want them to get. And then I'm able to actually use higher cognitive power, like I'm not having brain fog while I'm making dinner and while I'm, doing everything for everyone else. Um, with the girls, I also like having granola bars easily accessible in my car. Um, but I'll share something else too, and I might have shared it on my Instagram. I have suckers in my car too. So they are like for emergency purposes, but if you're overstimulated and, it's just been a day, a sucker just closes their lips and it gives you a moment. It's kind of a little sidebar, but while you're putting a protein bar in your car, maybe put some granola bars and suckers for your kids because they might need it too. So, really the bottom line, it's not really about matching our actions to motivation. It's about matching our actions to the future version that we want to be, and planning our meals is a big part of that. And we just want to be consistent most weeks. Consistency will win every single time. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions down below. You can post them on the school wall if you're interested in some recipes. You can also check out the recipe section. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.